Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? Today I will be doing my predictions for UFC 329 McGregor vs. Holloway. I'm very happy to be back. I have not made a video in a long time because I've since graduated high school and lived a life. So, yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be making videos. And I figured I had to come back for the McGregor card, the International Fight Week card. So, yeah, I mean, every fight on this card is excellent, minus the Zachary Reese fight. And I'm really, really excited for it. So, starting off, we have Cody Durden versus Alessandro Costa. Cody Durden has been chinned so many times. I mean, just to a dramatic degree. He's been knocked out. And Alessandro, I mean, he's good. He's good, but I think he's coming off a loss. Let me check. No, he's on a 2-fight win streak, both by, TKO, neither of them going to the third round, one of them being a performance of the night. So, and Cody Durden's been knocked out twice. He's lost 4 out of his last 5, and holy shit, yeah, he's kind of ass right now. And Alessandro is excellent. So, I have Alessandro Costa winning this fight by knockout in the first round. It's just Alessandro's way younger. Cody Durden has 28 fights under his belt, and he's lost 10. How he's still under contract is strange. If he's still under contract by the end of this, I'd be shocked. But it's going to be a good fight just because, it's going to go quickly. So that's exciting stuff. Next is Gondra versus Reese. Ryan Gondra versus Zachary Reese. I don't think this one's going to be very entertaining. We're probably going to get a lackluster TKO from Ryan Gondra. But I don't know. Zachary Reese he's cool. He's good. He's coming off of a split loss to Michael Pereira in February. So I don't know. And he doesn't get knocked out very often. He got knocked out once last year and once 3 years ago, from Cody Brundage and Asma Bakayev. So anything could happen here, but I'm going to go for Ryan Gondra. I have more confidence in Ryan Gondra. He's 9-1. Lost very early in his career, and I feel like he's not as proven as Zachary Reese, but he is younger, and he is sharper in that term as well. So, I'm going to take Ryan Gondra, round 2. After this fight, we were supposed to have Basharat versus Ewing, but Ewing had to break his femur. God, that would have been so good. I hate that happened. But we do have Damian Penis versus Cesar Almeida. I don't know why, but when I was like a casual and I would watch like just the pay-per-views and be like, dude, Cesar Almeida, man, he's evil. I watched him beat like Dylan Budka and was like, oh, this guy's a serious problem. But like, absolutely not. He's not ass, but it's like Damian Penis. He's evil, bro. Every single fight in the UFC. Well, he's had 2. Both from the first 2.5 minutes. His last 5 fights have ended in the either first or second round. Only 2 going to the second round. No, sorry. 1 going to the second round. And that was 2 years ago to win the title at our local regional promotion. His only loss is to a DQ for an illegal kick. So, dude, Damian Penis, man, he's evil. He's very good. He's fought decent level competition. Wes Schultz, I remember watching him on the Contender Series, and I know he had lost on the Contender Series, and then he came back. But he fought Mansour Abdul Malik, and he actually lost, and then he came back went to the MFL, did 1 fight, and then went to the Contender Series. Banana split a guy, and then lost to Damian Penis. So, Wes Schultz, I like Wes Schultz, but Damian Penis beat the hell out of him. I mean, straight up flatlined him. So with this fight, I think it's very easy to take Damian Penis by, I want to say round 1. But Cesar Almeida, I mean, he's never been knocked out before. And that's tough. His chin's proven, but I mean, his opponent's combined record is 82-49. That's not great, So, I'm very firm on my Damian Penis. I'm very firm on the Penis claim. 1.36, yeah, absolutely. Taking Damian Penis by round 1 knockout. I'm very confident in this. I'm very sure it's going to happen. Up the card, Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong. Damn. Now this, to me, is probably the closest fight right next to the main event. I don't know, because Wang Kong, I feel like he's more in the fight game, and Tracy Cortez is just dating everybody. I feel like that's our problem here. But Wang Kong is coming off 5-win streak. Lost 2 years ago from the RNC to Gabriela Fernandez, and that's her only loss in her career. And then we have Tracy Cortez, who's coming off a loss, and then a win, then another loss. Though it is to Rose Namajunas and Erin Blanchfield. To me, it's very clearly a Wang Kong decision. I don't think Tracy Cortez is winning this. And the fact that she is a favorite is insane to me. I think it's... Wang Kong has a 36% finish rate, which for women's MMA is incredible. I think Damian Penis's finish rate, I think it's... What's Penis's finish rate? 100%, yeah. But Wang Kong, dude, I feel like she's in the fight game more. I feel like she understands it more. And I feel like she's giving more of her time and attention to it. And then Tracy Cortez is just shaking ass. And then she's just on fucking Alex Pereira. And then she's dating Brian Ortega. And then we're like, what's going on over here? And she's wasting her time in areas she doesn't need to be in. And because of that, I will be putting all of my doubloons on Wang Kong by decision. I feel like that's the most clear-cut thing here. But I think it's a close fight. I do. But to me, Wang Kong is a clear decision. Is a clear answer. But her being an underdog, I think that's absolutely insane to me. I don't know how that happened. Next up, Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka III. Dude, Luke Riley, man, people forget, man. Beat Bogdan Grad, knocked him out in his debut. Michael Aswell Jr., I think he knocked him out pretty badly, I think. Is that right? Did he? No, he decisioned him. 29-28 of them, I think. I think that was the decision. No, it was 30-27. No, it's Luke Riley here. You'd be a fool not to take Luke Riley in the situation. In the first round, great prospect coming out of the UK. Got a lot of hype backing him. And Kai Kamaka, he has been knocked out before. He's been knocked out twice. Granted, both of those were early in his career, once in 2015 and once in 2020. But Luke Riley, undefeated, 69% finish rate, which isn't fantastic for a male fighter, but it's decent. That's nothing to scoff at. Actually, now that I look at it, I think he has 2 decisions. 4 decisions, 9 knockouts. That's great. That's not bad at all. Luke Riley here. To me, that's very clear. I'm gonna go with Luke Riley here by round 1 knockout. I feel like he's more proven than Kai Kamaka. I think Kai Kamaka still has time to grow. But Luke Riley, he's very young himself. I think he's 22. So it's going to be interesting and fun to see where Luke Riley goes from here. I could see him getting a ranked opponent next after this international fight week. So I think this is fantastic. I think it's a great fight for the UK. I think it's a great fight for Luke Riley. I think it's honestly a layup for Luke Riley. If you're betting money on any fight here, bet on this one because Luke Riley is easily going to win this. Love Luke Riley there. Up the card, Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Okay, we gotta have a difficult conversation. Cody Garbrandt, at one point in time, beat Dominic Cruz. Is that all he's done? It really seems like that's all he's done. Yeah, it's about all he's done. Looking at his resume, absolute knockout artist from what I'm seeing early in his career, but became champ, and then never did that shit ever again ever in his life, and then has had a up and down career since then. I like Garbrandt, but losing to Dillashaw twice, losing to Pedro Munez, that's a rough loss. Losing to Rob Font is not a terrible loss. Losing to Kai Kara-France is not a terrible loss. Was undefeated going to that Dillashaw fight as well. Losing to Figueiredo, losing to Ronnie Barcelos is not an awful loss. But the people he's losing to are proven people. Dillashaw, Figueiredo, Barcelos, Kara-France, Rob Font. He's going up against Adrian Yanez. This is hard. This is really difficult. Adrian Yanez is coming off a draw and a loss behind that. And I remember that draw. Ricky Simón did win that fight, if I remember correctly. Watching it, I do remember Ricky Simón winning that fight pretty easily. I do know he took a bad, he got 10-8'd, I think, at a point. If that's right, I think he got 10-8'd. Let me see the scorecards. Yeah, he got 10-8'd in the very last round. But yeah, hate to see it, hate to have it. But yeah, a stupid draw for Yanez. I don't know. It's hard. This is a close fight, and that's awesome to have because I'm tired of having fights like watching the White House card. I was watching and I was so confident, like, ooh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. I was just so not surprised by any of the results besides the main event, the co-main event. But I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt to win this by decision. He fought last International Fight Week, I believe, and I do think he lost. Yeah, he fought Randy Barcelos last International Fight Week, and he lost. No. He fought on UFC 300, that's what I'm thinking of, and he lost. He beat Long Zhu 28-27 on a close decision. And in total, there was, he hit him in the head 13 times. Total strikes was 28-70. From what I'm reading right now, Zhang Long got robbed from the stat line. I mean, I don't remember the fight, but looking at the stat lines for it, I feel like Cody Garbrandt should have lost that fight. I don't know now. Now that I'm reading that, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go with Adrian Yanez. I mean, it's so difficult. I'm gonna say Adrian Yanez knocks him out in the second round. As much as that hurts my feelings. As much as I don't want to say that, but I think Adrian Yanez is going to win that fight. Cody Garbrandt's too old, and ever since that Dillashaw fight happened, he hasn't been the same, and it's just, I don't know. It's sad. So I'm going to go with Adrian Yanez, round 2, TKO. Up the card, John Jones' boyfriend, Gable Stevenson versus Alicia Ellison. Alicia Ellison, who is currently, has lost his UFC debut, getting knocked out from top position. And he's 5-2. And then there's Gable Stevenson, who is... The thing is, we have seen Gable Stevenson fight 3 times. I've watched every single one of his fights. But, you know, when I watch him fight, he is slow. That's the thing, is like, if you took if you took Cyril Gane in his UFC debut against Gable Stevenson, he'd fuck up Gable Stevenson. It's like, he's very slow. He's so slow. And I hope he looks faster in this fight because I'm going to take him to win in the first round. And his fight against Hugo Lazama in the MFL, he kind of got beat up in the first round. He was kind of getting tagged a little bit, and then he was backing up. And then he took him down, went to mount. It was game over because Gable Stevenson has the elite wrestling. And I feel like that's where he's going to find all of his success. And I feel like it's kind of like... It could be an Ilya Tapiri situation where somebody's broadcasted as a wrestler, like how Ilya was broadcasted as a jiu-jitsu artist, and then he's just absolutely night and day. Because his past 3 wins have been from a TKO. So... First 2 was from punches, 1 was from a left hook, and then we have the last one was from mount because his opponent was pushing him, and he felt like I do believe he felt like he was kind of getting pieced up in the first 2 minutes of that fight. Go back and watch that fight. He was getting hit. His chin was out there, and he knew that was going to happen, so he took him down. But I feel like Alicia Ellison is just not the correct competition for Gable Stevenson, and I think it's just dumb, I think, personally, to have... in the heavyweight rankings, I would give Gable Stevenson... Was Tua dropped? I know Tua was just dropped from the rankings. I would give Gable Tua. I think that's a good fight for him because we don't know where he's at yet, and Tua's so ass. I think he's on an 8-fight losing streak. But it's like, would Gable just wrestle Tua for 3 rounds and just keep Tua on the ground and it'd be the worst fight you've ever seen in your life? Or would it be a higher classed fight where Gable wants to prove himself on the feet more, and he goes and he tags him? Who knows? I like to see that fight. But I'm going to go with, obviously, Gable Stevenson round 1 knockout against Ellison. I don't think I watched his first fight. That was a UFC Fight Night in 2025. But his opponent combined record's 23-20. His name is the Snack Panther, but Gable Stevenson's combined opponent record is 14-4, so he's fought good guys. But gonna go with Gable Stevenson here. I think it'll be quick, in 3 minutes, definitely, maybe even in 2. Because this is just not a test for Gable at all. This is just a red carpet rollout to have John and the crowd go ooh and go in the corner and hype him up, and then we see John in the cage and everybody goes crazy, and then we're like, well, Gable really handled that guy very easily. Who we're going to give him next? So that's exactly what's going to happen. So give me Gable Stevenson by knockout in the first round. Up the card. This is where we're going to have a difficult conversation. Nikita Krylov versus Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker is a favorite, and I'm going to take him. But I think he's going to knock him out in the second round. Nikita Krylov got put out badly by Bogdan Guskov and Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes in his resurgence. But he recently beat Modestas Bukauskas. If I remember correctly. And then there's Bogdan Guskov and then Dominic Reyes. He lost to both getting knocked out from. And then we have Robert Whittaker, dude. Bobby Knuckles, who is an absolute monster on the feet. His record in the past 3 years is ugly as shit. It's not cute at all. And it's upsetting, but it's like he's coming off 2 losses to 2 dogs, though. Khamzat Chimaev and RDR. A split decision from RDR, but I feel like RDR won that fight pretty convincingly. And Khamzat just broke his fucking jaw and completely mangled him. Ikram Aliskerov, that's a great win. Actually, that's a fantastic win. And Paulo Costa he beat. And Paulo Costa just beat... Who did he just beat? He just beat, Osmat Murzakanov. So, I think it's pretty clear. I'm going with Bobby Knuckles round 2. I don't see this going to a decision. I think that's foolish to think. But yeah, I mean, Nikita Krylov, he's just getting chinned. He's getting subbed. And Robert Whittaker's not going to sub him. He's going to knock him out. And that's what I'm going for round 2, Robert Whittaker here. Now, to the main card. Ooh. Exciting stuff. Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney. I'm going with Bobby Green here. Robert Green by knockout in the second round. Terrence McKinney, he beat up Kyle Nelson badly, but Bobby Green, he's off 3 wins. I feel like that's hard to understand because he got the shit beat out of him by Mauricio Ruffy, but he's since beat Lance Gibson Jr., who's nobody. Then Daniel Zellhuber, the guy who had an absolute showcase against Ribovics at the Sphere. And then we have Jeremy Stephens, who, that's fine. Jeremy Stephens is proving himself over in the bare knuckle area. But Daniel Zellhuber is a great win. And Jeremy Stephens is not a bad win at all. I mean, it looks great to have him there. And I'm going with Bobby Green here. I mean, Terrence McKinney, I mean, he lost to Chris Duncan, lost to Esteban Ribovic. And it's just, I don't trust Terrence McKinney here. And how he's a favorite, I don't know. But I'm going to go with King Green here. I think that to me is an obvious thing, but I think he's older. I think he's smarter as well. I don't think his age has quite got to him. Because I think he's like 35, if that's correct. If I can find a number on that, I don't think I can. But I think he's going to win here, and I hope he does really. McKinney, I don't like McKinney. I don't like him at all. I think he's strange. But yeah, I think McKinney's story is nice and how he's come back from like jail and shit. But Bobby Green, he's just straight up hands. I mean, I've never seen a boring Bobby Green fight in my life. So, yeah, it's going to be cool to watch him fight again. And I'm a Bobby Green fan. I like watching him fight a lot. Like I said, so I'm going to go with him. Bobby Green knockout in round 2. That's going to be a nice fight. Up the card to probably the fight of the night. Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. Oh, my God. Brandon Royval once again being thrown to the wolves. He beat Datu Ortega from a split decision, Moreno by a split decision, and then he was thrown to the wolves with Joshua Van. Joshua Van beat the shit out of him. Knocked him out. No, he knocked out Bruno Silva. Joshua Van decisioned him, and then he fought Manal and just got the absolute shit beat out of him. That was on my birthday, too. It was pretty fun. But yeah, Loner Kavanagh, he's smarter, he's younger, he's more European, and he lost to Charles Johnson, got knocked out badly by Charles Johnson to take away that O. But Charles Johnson is the undefeated fighter test. Took away Joshua Van's O. Took away Loner Kavanagh's O. And then Loner Kavanagh's back on the rise came in on a really short notice against Brandon Moreno. Beat the hell out of him. So then we have Brandon Royval. Loner Kavanagh, man. Talented young guy. Decision. Loner Kavanagh decision. I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is not a tough fight to call. I don't think, but it's like, is he gonna knock him out? Because Brandon Royval's he's chinny. He's a chinny guy. But I'm gonna go with Loner Kavanagh by decision. I think that's the smartest way to go about this. Because Loner Kavanagh, he's 4 knockouts, 5 decisions, 1 sub, and then Brandon Royval lost. He got knocked out twice. Once in his last fight. That's what's making me think. I'm gonna say knockout in round 3. Give me Lona Kavanagh by knockout in round 3. It's gonna be a good fight though. It's gonna be very entertaining. Next up, our last 3 fights of the night. This is gonna be great. We have Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. I hate Mario Batista for the same reason everybody else does against the Jose Aldo disaster. The awful, awful split decision. Beat Patchy Mix, but you know who has him, and then lost to Umar, and then beat Vinicius Oliveira. And then we have Corey Sandhagen, who should have fought Sugar at the White House, but Davison Figueiredo beat Davison Figueiredo in the performance of the night. Lost a title shot, but like we knew he would. But going 5 rounds with Merab, I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but he did, and he also lost to Umar. Beat Yadong, beat Vera, beat Font, lost to Jan, lost to Dillashaw, beat Frankie Edgar. During the pandemic, or like it was at the Apex, close to it, it was still with like silent places, silent arenas and stuff. Knocked. That was so sad. They want to cry. And then beat Marlon Moraes, who people forget, man. Marlon Moraes was a great fighter, even though he's on a 7 fight losing streak. His last win was against Jose Aldo in 2019 at UFC 245. I mean, he was great at a point in time, but I like Corey Sandhagen here a lot, and I'm going to take him by decision. But when it comes to decisions, if you think a fight's going to go to a decision, you're going to go to the person who puts people against the cage and wastes 15 minutes of your time. And Mario Batista did have a good performance against Vinicius Oliveira. It was a great performance. He put him up against the cage, RNC'd him in the second round near the end, right before the 10-second mark, and it makes me not hate Mario Batista more, but when Corey Sandhagen beats him by decision, it'll make me feel better. But I don't know. It's hard to call. It's really hard to call, and like when it comes to shit like this, it just makes me want to like. My brain is telling me Corey Sandhagen, but my heart's telling me Mario Batista. It's like my gut is, sorry, my heart has nothing to do with Mario Batista. My gut's saying Mario Batista by decision. And my head's telling me Corey Sandhagen by decision. I'm going to go with my gut here, Mario Batista by decision. I hate to say it. I hate it. And they have fought before. Let me go back to that stat line. They fought, when did they fight? I swear in 2019, Corey Sandhagen put him in an armbar in the first round. Damn, that I did not know. It was a short fight though. Mario Batista was undefeated at the time. Yeah, he was undefeated at the time. Shit. And then he lost to Trevin Jones, UFC 259. He got uppercutted in the ground and pounded. And then he's been undefeated since. And then Umar, of course, he lost to Umar at UFC 321. Was it a co-main event? No, it was near it though. That was on the treacherous night that Cal Aspinall got fingered by an MMA fighter. That's depressing. Besides the point, I'm going to take Batista by decision. And Sandhagen, he's a cornball. I think he's cringe. To be fair, I think he's cringe. And Mario Batista this is just the battle of the cringe gods. The battle of cringe. Because they're both cringy as shit. And I'm going to take the least cringy one. I don't know. They're both bad, though. They're both really cringy, but I'm going to take Batista by decision. It's just like, yeah, that's how I feel. That's what I think is going to happen. And I hope I'm wrong. I want Sandhagen to 29-28 him. I want him to knock him out. I want him to put him back in the armbar like he did 7 years ago. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Give me Batista by decision. Up the card, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. Oh my God. This is a hard fight to pick. It's really hard. And Benoit Saint-Denis is an excellent fighter. He's won 4 out of his last 5, 4 out of his last 6. He got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, and then got poked in the eye by Ananda Moicano, I think. And that ended in the second round. But just look at his last 3 fights. Beat Mauricio Ruffy, who at that point in time, I remember Benoit Saint-Denis being a massive underdog for that fight. But he put him up against the cage, put him in the face crank in the second round. And subbed him. It was a great performance to watch. I think that was in France as well. And then we have the fight after that was Beneil Dariush. I don't even remember watching that fight. I don't remember watching it. It was 16 seconds long, and Beneil Dariush just got pushed to the ground. I mean, like, Beneil Dariush's chin is so bad. Remember when Beneil Dariush versus Manuel Torres was supposed to be a fight that was going to happen? That's insane. I don't even know how it happened. And then this Quaylen style killed, which was no better. And then he beat Dan Hooker. Patty just lost to Justin, but Justin just beat the fuck out of Ilya. So we can't discredit him for that. And Patty's fought a lot. He has fought so much. Opponents' combined record is 308 and 138. Oh my god. Has he just fought people who have fought like for decades and years? My god. I guess so, but I guess Tony Ferguson, that's a good stat to have. And Michael Chandler, that's also a good stat to have. He's 23 and 10 now. It might be like 23 and 13 or 23 and 12. This is a very close fight. I can see either of it happening. First, like, you know how I had the head feeling earlier, and now I have the gut feeling? My gut's telling me Benoit Saint-Denis is going to knock him out. But I'm going to go with a logical answer and say he's going to decision him. Patty's good, though. Patty's really good. But you can't say his jiu-jitsu is going to help him here because BSD has fantastic jiu-jitsu. He has 11 submissions. That's 100% finish rate. So when he's won a fight, he's finished the fight. And with Patty, it's 74. I mean, he likes a decision. So I think Patty by decision here is not a bad stat line at all. But I think him by submission here is an awful stat line. He's not going to sub him. But Benoit Saint-Denis, this is so hard. He looks like a Muppet. He literally looks like a puppet. And then Patty's just fat. Patty the Fatty. This sucks. Also, an international fight without a title card. Without a title fight. Odd. But Connor's on, so you can't even say anything. Patty by decision. I don't know, though. Do not bet money on this fight. Do not. Whatever you do not bet money on this fight. BSD by decision. I'm locking that in. It's just like I feel like BSD can perform better in the first 3 rounds than Patty can. I'm gonna give it to BSD by decision. Up the card, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing here. Give me Conor McGregor by knockout in round 3. Let's just example here. Conor's lost 3 of his last 5, broke his ankle, and then got knocked out by Dustin Poirier. That was 5 years ago. And we know he had a coke stint. And then he lost to Khabib, then he beat the fuck out of Donald Cerrone at welterweight in 40 seconds. Head kick put him down, then he finished him. So it's like, at welterweight, when was the last time Max fought at welterweight? I don't remember him ever fighting at welterweight. This may be his first welterweight fight, and he's coming off a loss, and he got knocked out by Ilya a little over a year ago. I'm going with Conor. Let's just say, for example, here, Conor hasn't missed a step. Let's say he's locked in from his coke. We're looking at his training clips. His training clips are looking good. He's wearing the shorts that he got, and he walks out to hypnotize. Then I'm more confident in Conor. Then, if we walk out, and Conor's walking out, and he looks visibly big. I mean, weight's 170. Conor's walking out at 205. Max is probably walking out at 185. So, I think Conor, he's just going to be bigger. He's going to be bigger, and he's going to be faster. Will he be tougher? Because Max is going to be there in the 5 rounds. And if it goes to round 4, if it goes to round 5, we're going to see Max come up. We're going to see Max prevail. But Conor, when I think about Conor's endurance, Conor got the shit beat out of him in the first round of that Chad Mendes fight. I was watching that fight back the other week. He lost that first round badly, and then that second round he came back to finish him. So it's like, both of these guys prevail in the later rounds, and so it's going to be a better fight, and I don't see this fight going to decision at all. I just hope we're not living in the timeline where Max knocks him out, because I like Conor a lot. I think he's hilarious. So, give me Conor by round 3 knockout. TKO, though. Questionable stoppage. And that's the International Fight Week. So I apologize for being rusty for this. The last card I predicted was UFC 317 or 318. So I'm sorry if I had some filler words. I'm sorry if I sounded like a casual. I've only been watching since UFC 300, so bear with me on that. So yeah, have a great day. Be safe, and Don't bet on anything I just said, especially the BSD fight, especially the McGregor pick, the Batista pick. That's, I mean, like, if Sandhagen won, Pimblett won, and Holloway won, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be, like, upset at that, but, yeah, but, like, locks, I'm going to give, the locks are Damian Penis, Luke Riley, Gable Stevenson, Robert Whittaker. That's it. None on the main card. I don't think there's a single lock on the main card, and if you have to pick one on the main card, it's Loner Kavanaugh. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Y'all be safe. Keep your head on your shoulders. I'll see you. What's the next card after this? I'll do the next card. I'll see you next week for Duplessis versus Kamaru Usman. So yeah, y'all be safe. Be good.